Pop, Drop, Move It is part of that KNP guide that you all are going to explore in a little bit. I need to pick it up just a little bit. So I'm just going to pull one out of here. And you'll see when you get in there that there's different levels. So I'm going to pull out this one level. This is level 0.3. And sometimes they'll start at 0.0 and sometimes they start at 0.1. And those point systems have nothing to do with grades. It's not a grade level. It's just levels. They're labeled off in difficulty. So this one, I'm just going to lay it under here so we can see it while I read to you. It's called Pop, Drop, Move It 2 and 5. I can determine products involving a factor of 2 or 5 with support of materials. So this is student directions is what this is. You see a set of 10 dotted popsicle sticks with 2 or 5 dots, Pop, Drop, Move It game board, multiples of 2 and 5 recording sheets. So you get the set of sticks with 2 dots, the set with 5 dots, and the game board. Each player gets exactly 8 counters. You take turns on a player's turn. The player will choose either the 2 dot or the 5 dot sticks and drop them. Determine the number of dots that are facing down and cover that number on the board. If a player gets a number that is already covered by the other player, he or she can tell the player to move it and put his or her counter on that number. Therefore, that's where the name comes from. So the first player to use all of his or her counters wins. Okay, so we get 8 counters. This is, of course, a game that 2 can play. And there's our board. And I won't play through the whole game. I just want to give you an idea of what it looks like. And what we've done is we keep all this stuff in a folder. Everything's ready. It's a little station that can be used in the classroom at any time whenever it's your station time. And I'm going to use the ones with the 5s. What we've done is we've got popsicle sticks that have 5 on them, 5 dots, and then there's some that have 2 dots. So this, you can have the kids, you can tell them, okay, I want you to work on your 2s today. So they use the popsicle sticks with the 2s. And if you want them to work on their 5s, then they use the ones that works with their 5s. So with this one, it said to drop them, and the ones that have that are facing down are the ones you have to do. Now the level before this, they got to use the ones that faced up. Do you see how the difficulty went up just a little bit by changing that direction just a little bit? 0.2, they get to see the dots. 0.3, they don't get to see the dots. They have to know what's there. They have to be able to do it without counting each one. It eliminates the counting portion of it. All right, so I'm going to drop them. And I get to count the ones that are facing down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to separate them out. The ones that are down, I know there's 5 on there because that's all that I had in my hand. There's 5 on those. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 groups of 5. So that means I could put my counter on 25. And I have to say 5 times 5 is 25. 5 groups of 5 is 25. And there's actually a recording sheet that the kids can have as well. When you're ready to have them do that, you can do total number of dots, number of sticks, and number of dots on each stick. So the total number of dots here would be 25. And I had 5 sticks with 5 dots on each stick. Okay? So they actually can have those to work with as well. And then we'll drop one more time. Hope I don't miss my. This time I've got 7. There's 7 that are face down. So now I know I've got 7 groups of 5. So 7 groups of 5, I know is 35. So let's say that that's what the other player is doing. And they got 35. And then, of course, if I were to drop again and I got 35, I got that again, I could flick theirs off and say move it. And that's what the kids like to do. They just kind of flick them off and say move it, and you get to take their spot. And of course, the winner is the one who uses all of their counters up. They have 8. Right? So that's just one of those entries for the pop drop move it that's on that KNPI.